No one's slowing down Phil Edmonston. So good to see you. He is back. 45 years of creating the lemonade. It's all about consumer advocacy. Your best-selling author, 2 million copies and going strong. Congratulations.
Well, it's been a long ride. I can tell you with these cars, and since the late 60s, they've changed an awful lot. And car companies haven't really changed a lot. They don't want you to criticize their vehicles. They think they're the best in the world, and they don't think they're going to go bankrupt, and they are. For example, when I was on this show and I said, watch out for Chrysler and GM. They're not doing very well, and they weren't. And now they're improving, but the thing here is that cars are made better. Yes, they're safer. They're more crash-worthy. They don't rust from under you. When I first started, that was Ford's problem. And now the problem is electronics. A lot of the electronics, people want to be connected. They want to have their internet. They want to have their
GPS.
GPS, their info entertainment. The car makers now are going crazy because the smartphones are stealing the GPS customers. So it's a real change, but I like going to the car show. I like putting out the Lemonade Car Guide every year because it gives the other side, maybe the dark side of car ownership. But there are some good cars out there, and there's some bad. For example, the Honda Civic and the Honda Fit, excellent.
Always
good.
Tops your list.
Some years better than others. Wines are getting a little bit like cars are getting a little bit like wine in the sense of certain vintages, certain years are better. The 2012 Civic wasn't as good as the one before or the one after. But if you take a look at Kia and Hyundai, right now, because they took from the Japanese, they copied the Japanese like the Japanese copied the Americans originally. They're doing very well, and they're pretty good buys. And I had said in my books earlier, in Lemonade Guides prior to this year, that I would recommend GM's Chevrolet Impala or Chrysler's Ram truck when pigs could fly. But their pigs are flying. But those vehicles have been so much improved this year that I recommend them, mainly because the company tried that hard and they succeeded in making them safe and making them relatively not inexpensive but moderately priced, and at the same time making them reliable.
So they've cleaned up their act. They listened.
They really have.
And you eat crow with honor, with pleasure, because you're happy to bring people the information that changes year to year, and that's the difference.
That's right.
Talk to us about what you're driving, because that's an indication of what you love.
Well, yeah. Well, I bought a 2007 new. First time I bought a new car, but I bought a 2007 Hyundai Tucson. Now, Tucson is a very basic four-wheel drive or front-wheel drive, and it doesn't cost. Yeah, and it cost at the time about $17,000. But in my Lemonade Car Guide this year, I combined the used cars that you can buy from 1995 with the new cars all the way up to 2015. What's coming down the line? Because a lot of people look at the new cars and say, well, maybe I can get a used one, that same model. Let me see if Phil says a used one 2, 3, 4, 5 years was just as good.
Right.
So you give people the choice of different cars.
Speaking of used cars, you talk about the scams going on with used car salesmen, right? Pretty much opening up their own lots.
Yeah, and it's crazy though too that it's almost like an off-Broadway production. There are people in this city who are selling used vehicles as private people, and and some of them even had butlers, and they look really, well-to-do. They're car dealers. They're doing it, and the only way that you can get out of this is you can ask the person, "Hey, I like this car. Well, thank you very much. It's really my wife's car or someone else's car. Well, thank you. You want to buy it? Yeah, but can you give me your original sales contract? I'd like to see where you bought it from. I might want to go back to that dealer for servicing." Right. Well, they didn't buy it from that dealer originally. Busted. So you go away, and you don't have to call the cops. You don't have to make a big deal. You just saved yourself a lot of heartache.
You make yourself an informed choice, and you don't have to drive around in a lemon, hence the lemonade.
That's right. Sometimes go to the dealership and just take a copy of the lemonade and put it on the,
gingerly,
the desk.
Subtly.
You don't even have to read it. You just say, hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
I love him.
Learn a few words,
right?
Your husband. You have the horsepower, or remote control. Yeah.
Torque.
Take your mom. Take your torque. Torque. Not twerk. Torque.
not twerk.
They'll know right away you don't know what they're talking about. But no.
Does Miley Cyrus come with this car?
Yeah. But bring your mom or your sister or your girlfriend
Bring back up.
to you. Bring her with you to the dealership because she will ask the important questions and listen to the answer.
So well said. So much advice from you, Phil. For more information, pick this up. Where can they get this book? This book
everywhere.
is lemonadecars.com.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you can go on the books at the bookstore. You can buy it for free. No, you can get it for free at the library. You can read it, and
good.
you can photocopy pages. And there's a
I
book.
love that you said that. As
The
well
Art
as
of
the auto
Complaining.
show. At Lemonade Cars,
Yep.
and then hashtag Lemonade 2014. See you at the auto show this weekend. And you also got this, The Art of Complaining, a little leaflet.
If you go to on a trip, or if your doctor won't give you the information you require, or the lawyer won't return your calls, or you get food that's been contaminated, using the small claims court, defending your rights, you can do very well.
Arms you with the tools, the knowledge, the power. Thank you so much. Are you
My
afraid
pleasure.
you're going to get kicked out of the auto show this weekend?
Likely.